Hi everyone, excited for this interview with Julie Bourbeau. I just added her in, so let's see what happens. Okay, the request has been sent. Okay, so now, hmm. Okay, sorry. Okay, I have here Julie. Julie, did you get my invitation? Um, I think you need to click on the video on your phone in order for you to get into the conversation. Can you hear me? Okay, hi. Julie, let's see. You need to click on the camera in order to come in. Okay, let's see what happens now. Thank you for watching. Thank you. It's coming. It's coming. I'm sorry. This is new for every one of us. Okay, Julie, do you see my invitation, sweetheart? When it's new, it's a little bit difficult. Okay, well, in the meantime, while she's figuring it out, thank you for being here. If we haven't met before, my name is Anna Janon. I am a certified master coach practitioner in co-parenting in harmony. I'm also the founder of Co-Parenting in Harmony. I am a best-selling co-author of my first book called Co-Parenting in Harmony, the art of putting well, I'm a little bit confused. My first book is I'm looking at the camera at the same time. My first book, best-selling co-author of The Art of Putting Your Child's Soul First, and the second book that's coming out on June 14, Co-Parenting in Harmony, Creating a Ripple Effect. Here it is. You can take advantage of the free shipping right now. You can go on my website, www.annajanon.com, and get free shipping. It will be released internationally on Amazon June 14. So, okay, so what's going on here? Today's topic is about choosing to heal, and Julie is also a contributor in my book. This book is about my life journey as a child and as a bonus mom and thank you, bonus mom. And okay, so she says she doesn't see it. Bonus mom and co-parent as well. Okay, so let's try something else here. Hold on. Bear with me, please. Okay. She's seeing. Okay, now, do you see it? Okay, it says adding here. So now, bear with me. Bear with me. I mean, this is all new for all of us. So, however, and so Julie will be talking about her story, choosing
Yes.
to heal. Hey, here you are.
Let me just adjust my phone. All right.
Perfect.
Cool.
Thank you for being here and thank you for doing this.
You're welcome. Do you hear me well?
I hear you loud and clear. How about you? Do you hear me well?
Yeah, you see me well?
I see your beautiful face, sweetheart. Okay, so I was just talking about me a bit, so now I'm going to talk about you in the meantime.
Yeah.
I'm going to introduce you. Julie, her personal life story is Julie has two children. Both of her children's father and her are children of divorce. Julie's been separated 8 years ago, and her children's father has another child now with his current partner, life partner. Julie is part of this child's life. I think that's amazing. Amazing, Julie, amazing. Also, on a professional side of it, Julie's an entrepreneur. She's a language expert. She helps individuals and businesses and charitable organizations get their material translated and proofread to reach a broader market. Is that precise, Julie?
That's exactly right.
Well, thank you for coming here. So Julie will be talking about her story that she shares in my book called choosing to heal. And this is really dear to me and to most people who have been divorced, who are having a hard time to heal. So Julie will be sharing her experience on that. And please do not hesitate. If you have a question for Julie or you don't mind, Julie, to answer some questions?
No, I don't mind. Bring it on.
Okay, girl. Okay, so I have a question for you. Well, I'm going to talk about before you divorced, you both tried to do everything to make it work, right?
Yes.
You both tried couple therapy, and that didn't work.
Exactly. Yeah, our marriage started having difficulty around the time that I was pregnant with my son. That's when it became apparent that we're having a hard time. And the crap, excuse my language for lack of a better word, pretty much hit the fan very, very soon after my last kid was born, my son was born. So that's when it became apparent that it was not going to work. However, at the time, we both decided we have young kids. So my son was a few days old. My daughter was 2.5. So we decided to go and try couples therapy, which we did. And but then for a whole bunch of reasons, we were not able to pursue the couples therapy because he had to go for therapy on his own, and he could not do both. So, but still, like, we tried to apply what was said, but the damage had been done.
So, okay, so now we're going to talk about your personal experience.
Yep.
I want to know, how did you feel about yourself when all this happened? Because you had two little ones at the same time, right? So how did you feel about yourself?
I can't go into too many details about what led to our separation, to protect the innocent. And also because I chose to heal. So it's like, but basically it was tough. It was really tough. In my case, I suffered a great deal of anxiety before we got separated, and especially after we got separated. I suffered a great deal of anxiety, and I was able to get help from our local CLSC.
Okay.
First from a social worker who had given us couples therapy, and then she referred me to a crisis intervention worker. So I was allowed to have I think it was up to 10 sessions with a social worker, so that I could vent, basically. And yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And deal with the feelings of loss and the feelings of failure and the feelings of there was a lot of a big major feeling of betrayal. So to deal with all that in a way that I would not be taking it out on him.
So during your therapy,
yeah.
During your healing process, were you able to forgive and let go?
Oh, yeah.
Was it easy for you to forgive and let go?
Yeah, it's a process.
Yes.
Even today, sometimes there's things that come back that, I might have said, or he may have said, or I think he did or didn't do, or whatever, every once in a while stuff comes back. But in general, in order for me to heal, I believe healing's a choice. It's not the same if you have like a physical wound, but I mean, in terms of emotional wound, healing is a choice, but it takes time. So there was a lot of layers to heal, a lot of layers to forgive. But I truly believe that I had to forgive for my kids. And also, you mentioned at the beginning that my ex-husband had a child with his girlfriend, his now current girlfriend, a few years after we separated. So I had to heal. I felt I had to heal also in order to be able to have a relationship with that kid and my ex-husband and his current partner.
So do you agree with me? It had to do with a shift in mindset of focusing more on the good than of what happened that hurt you so much. Do you think it really has to do with a shift in mindset?
Absolutely. And to refer to what we both know, it could change in an instant, right?
Exactly.
absolutely, absolutely. I have, in the last 25 years, I've done a lot of work on myself, a lot of personal recovery stuff for myself, and it's part of my program of recovery, if you will, to forgive and forget and look at what I did and where I went wrong, accept responsibility for that, but then move on.
Perfect.
Move on.
So it's not about blaming the other.
No.
So okay, great. So this process, okay, so I'm a strong believer that whatever happens to us, these are all lessons in our life,
Yeah.
right? They are there to make us see who we are, and what we are capable of doing, right?
Yes.
So this life lesson, if you're okay that I call it like this,
Yeah.
if this life lesson was for you to teach you who you really are as a mom, as a mom, as a person, as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
For sure it made you stronger, correct?
Absolutely. And I truly believe that my experience will serve others no matter what I do. I truly, 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 like, I've been convinced about that for ages and ages, because other people's experience has inspired me. So I know that my experience can inspire other people as well, and it can help. So, it was not fun to go through it. I don't wish it on my worst enemy, the process. Not being a single mom, it's it's something I do. It's who I am now. It's not about that. But the whole, the breakup, the separation, the pain, the anxiety, whatever happened, and what led to that, I don't wish it on anyone. But I know that I can inspire other people, and I know that I am.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. That's why you're here today as well.
Yeah.
And that's why your story is in my book. It's to help others heal. Now tell me, are you healed completely after 8 years or more than that? Do you believe that you're healed?
I don't, well, because of my own personal beliefs, I believe that we don't fully recover from certain things. But at the same time, I consider myself, it's a process, to be quite honest with you right now, my kid's father and I are going through a rough time. Okay.
Okay.
So
because you were co-parenting.
Yeah.
You were co-parenting.
Right now we're going through a rough time because there's been a change in his situation, and it affects a few things in our lives, his life, my life, and our relationship. That being said, this is not affecting my kids. It's not affecting his partner, or it's not affecting their son. It's, it's between him and I.
So it's the adults.
Yeah. So right now, I can say that I'm healed from the breakup, and I'm healed from everything that happened. But right now, we're having our own difficulties. But that being said, I know that it's part of the process.
When you were in your healing process,
Yeah.
were the kids aware of it? Were your children aware of your healing process? Did you talk to them about it?
I'm pretty sure that they were. Not my youngest, because Logan, my son, was 10 months old when we got separated. He doesn't know what it's like to have both parents at home. He's never seen it. He does, well, he saw it, but he doesn't. He subconsciously.
He doesn't know what it's like.
But he doesn't know it. For him, even at first, it was it was easy for him to conceptualize that mommy and daddy used to be together. In terms of Amy, she remembers us being together, but she also remembers that there was a lot of fighting. I remember her being 2.5 years old and very, very smart kid. And we were fighting. And as much as we try not to fight in front of her, there was fighting in front of her. And she would say, "Stop fighting." So she knows that there was a lot of fighting. There was, and I did cry, but I never said, I'm crying because of your father, or I'm crying because this is happening and that is happening, or whatever, it was not about blaming. But I'm sure that they overheard conversation I would have on the phone with someone, for example.
So do you think it created a ripple effect in their behavior? Your child's behavior?
I can't say that it affected them negatively, because of the fact that we have, now we're we call ourselves our extended what do we, sometimes we have a name for ourselves, or can't remember the name that we give to ourselves, but like the family that we have today, my kids are like so happy when we're all together.
Perfect.
Like we do Halloween together. We go trick or treating. We've been doing that like for years. I think it's the last 5 years. I was over there for Christmas, and we do things together. We went to the water slides last summer, and I could see like the happiness of.
So you did heal, because if you're
Absolutely.
able,
Yeah,
if you're able to do that with your former spouse and the children,
yeah,
and his new life,
yeah.
meaning that you are on the
Oh
healing,
yeah,
you are healed.
yeah.
You
But
are
what I
healed.
wanted to say about the not completely healed is just that there's, and it's life. It's a process. There's there's gonna be things that we will have to work along the way. Like
Exactly.
it's because it's whether I like it or not, I'm stuck with him. He's
Yes.
my kid's father, and I'm not saying that I'm stuck with him for me, but it's a fact. I will have to deal with this man for the rest of my life. I will,
Correct.
because he's
And
my kid's father.
you can't change him, but
No,
you can change you.
absolutely.
But that's it.
And that's a
You can change.
conversation we had last week. I said to him, I said, I can, there's absolutely nothing that I can do to control your situation. So
Correct.
it's up to him to figure it out.
As long as you both focus on the child's needs
Yeah.
and the child's interest, that's the main thing, that you guys can talk to each other about the child's needs.
Exactly. Exactly.
I admire you, Julie.
Thank
I
you.
really admire you, and I admire all your efforts and all that. I'm curious to find out that, okay, so just to repeat, your healing process was to see, you went in therapy, you saw somebody that helped you do it. So it's a day by day thing, and it
Yeah.
took you time to heal, but you finally understood it was about you, and it wasn't about blaming your former spouse or anybody else.
Absolutely.
And in the process, you were still present for your children. You were still able to be present for your children.
Absolutely. I became a single mom. My son was, like I said, my son was 10 months old. He was still breastfeeding. Like he was attached to me for like, yeah, almost, for a year and a half. He was attached to me. So I had to be there. There's a lot of stuff that I must admit though, there was some kind of post-traumatic shock happening, in the sense that I don't remember much about the first few years of my son's life. Like I know I was there. I know I took care of him. I know, like, we did things together. We had a lot of fun, with my daughter as well. But it went by so fast, and it was so intense in terms of the shifts that were going on inside of me, that I don't remember much of it, to tell you the truth. And maybe it's good, so that way I'm healing. There's a
yeah, exactly. At least you're not dwelling.
Yeah,
you're not dwelling on it. You're correct. I want to read a passage that you wrote in the book. We have a listener here that says, Jana, I admire you too, Julie.
Hi, Dana.
So, yeah, I thought that was really nice of her. And there's another guy, I think it's a guy or a girl, Val Birch.
Yep.
You go, girl.
She's a friend of mine. Hi, Val.
Okay. Okay. I want to read a passage of, I really love what you wrote here. And I think the viewers should hear what you wrote in this Co-Parenting and Harmony book. You wrote here, one of the most important things in my life is freedom. And along that comes the belief that I truly want to be free. I can't blame others for how my life turns out. As long as I keep blaming others for what is going on in me, I am a prisoner of my own mind, and I am polluting my soul. I get the chills. I get so much the chills. This is beautiful. Beautiful. I also believe that I am responsible for my own freedom and my own choices. I am responsible for how I talk to my children about their dad. This is amazing. This takes a lot of self-awareness, a really change in mindset, a really shift in beliefs that it doesn't have to be about negative. It doesn't have to be about, always focusing on the negative stuff that he did, or, to your eyes, because you make them see that it's their dad. Probably he was not a good husband, but he is a good dad. you know. And so, and then you, and let me continue. You said, I also believe that I am responsible for my own freedom and my own choices. I am responsible for how I talk to my children about their dad. I am responsible for every example, good or bad, that I give to my children and for what I show to the world. I am responsible for my own life, my own peace, and my own happiness. This is beautiful. I mean, this is really beautiful. And that's why I wanted you on this. And I wanted to talk to you about this passage because divorce is painful. And some people, I know some people, after 25 years, they still are in hatred. They still are in resentment. And now the kids that were babies today, they are adults and they're living their parents' divorce and they just cannot get on the same page. And they cannot, example, these kids are inviting, they're getting married. So, they're not sure if they should invite the father or if they should invite the mother. So they really are in the middle of their parents' divorce after 25 years. So I am really proud of you. And this is beautiful what you wrote. It's amazing. And do you want to add something to that?
Yes.
Because it would help a lot of people.
Yeah, while you're talking, and I think you know that about me, but I'm not sure. We might have shared it. We were part of a same long car ride, Anna and I, and on the way we pretty much shared about everything. And I think I might have shared that with you and Stephanie. So my parents got divorced. They were one of the first few couples to get divorced in the early 70s. They were divorced. I think I was 5 or 6 years old, 1974, 1975, around there. Very, very, very back there, like back then, people didn't get divorced. And my parents, whatever I do today, I owe it all to my mom and dad in the way that they treated one another. My dad lives upstairs for me. My dad can be down here at my house. My mom will walk in with her boyfriend, and they'll start talking and chatting and everything. It's been like that. I don't think it was like that at first. Not that I remember, but it's like that today. And when I got married to my ex-husband, both my father and my mom walked me down the aisle.
Wow.
Yeah, together.
Amazing.
Yeah, and my dad was there with his girlfriend, and my mom was there with her boyfriend. They've been with their current, with their respective partners for the last 20 years at least, and everybody gets along. There's no there's no fighting. So for me, that's the example that I was shown, and that's the example that my kids see. So they see grandpa and grandma, that they were together at one time, and they had Julie and her sister, and they're not together anymore, but they're getting along. And now we have me and their father and their stepmother,